Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit-Down. I'm already starting to talk too fast. It's a little chilly outside. It was like 50 today, so I didn't have a jacket on. I went to the movies, and I came out, it was a bit colder. But as you can see, the Garden State AMC is right behind me, which means I just saw a movie. I just saw a movie that'll be on Netflix in about a week and a half or so. That's out in the theater for a week, and oh goodness me, did Rian Johnson do it again? You know damn well he did. What am I talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair? Take a seat. We are getting ready to dive in fresh out the theater and spoiler free as horns go off because I'm sure someone doesn't know where they parked. But we're getting ready to dive into Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. And once again, I tell you, it's not often that you have like a writer-director who is truly like the star of the movie. And especially when you have a character like Benoit Blanc and Daniel Craig bringing that character to life. You'd figure you wouldn't think that, but Rian Johnson truly is the star of these movies and most of the movies that he does. I so thoroughly enjoy Rian Johnson because that man's brain works on a different wavelength. And the things that he does from a movie perspective, no matter what the movie is, has always been something that's fascinated me. I've just always been a Rian Johnson guy. And these Knives Out movies, like, I don't know if anybody was born to write and direct a whodunit better than Rian Johnson. And it's hard to outdo what you did with that first Knives Out movie. You know, it was one of those, like, you sat back, it's like, man, I haven't seen a good whodunit in a while, and I've never seen a whodunit like that. And now you got to follow that up. And I got to tell you, I don't know necessarily if I don't know, it's been a while since I've rewatched the first Knives Out, and now I'm probably going to go home and do that. So I'm not going to get into a rankings thing, but I honestly think, like, Johnson found ways to level this movie up, or at least keep this movie fresh. That's the thing I really dig, is he does the whodunit exactly the way you need to do the whodunit, but again, gives it to you in a way that you're not expecting. And he does, you know, all of the things, right? You get the setup, the murder, the mystery, the reveal. And again, he plays with locations on some of those things. And he plays with things that he doesn't play with in the first movie. And he's talking about bigger subject matter in this one. Like this, there's a little underlying theme. You know, taking some shots at the one percenters out there, man, the elites. And they're very fair. And the way that he plays with those concepts inside of the movie, especially with a guy like Benoit Blanc at the center, it's fascinating to watch. And then, like I said, when it comes to the whodunit, I mean, he keeps you on your toes. You're constantly guessing, and you really don't see it coming. Like, you just sit there and you go, oh, wow. I mean, there's at least, you know, I mean, maybe somebody might be able to go out there and be like, oh, I knew it was going to be whoever. But I promise you that there's no way you can walk out of this movie and not go, I was surprised at least 3 or 4 times. It's wild. And watching how he creates and then unravels or peels back the layers of this onion is just so wonderful. And when it comes to the cast, I mean, that's maybe the one thing I really felt like was a bit of a level up. I felt like Johnson knew how to juggle that many characters a little bit better than he did last time around, and I felt he got utilization out of his cast maybe a little bit better than the first one. As much as like the full cast, like I really feel like you feel the presence of everybody here. And it starts, of course, with Daniel Craig. That dude was born to play James Bond. Like, and you never would have said it, right, when you looked at him, like it was a big shock. But honestly, I think he might be more suited to be Benoit Blanc. I'm just throwing it out there, man. The dude is so good, and that accent, I can't get enough of it. But he's so enjoyable to watch how his brain works, watch how he breaks down a mystery and the way that Craig is able to deliver it. I mean, you just believe that Daniel Craig is this guy and is truly the greatest detective in the world. And watching him play detective, you get to watch him play detective in a different way than you get to watch him play detective in the first movie. And who he works with, you know, it's one of these things where I think Benoit is always gonna, you know, you gotta work with all of the people that you got with you. and who he works with here and how he plays off of all the characters is just wonderful. All right, I'm gonna go in a completely unsequential order because I don't want to give anything away about this movie, but I'm gonna start with, I think, future Oscar nominee Mr. Dave Bautista. I love this man so much, man. He is so damn good, and like, it always fascinates me because I watched WWE growing up, and like, he wasn't the best guy on the mic, and he is one of the most fascinating people on camera anytime he's on camera. I'm telling you, like, I just go to that like Blade Runner performance and go, that's like a best supporting actor level performance there, and I honestly think Dave Bautista has Oscar nominee, if not Oscar winner, in him somewhere if he lands the right role. And it's not going to be this role, but he's perfect for this role. What they ask him to do as the character that he is in this one, it's just a lot of fun. And you can tell that he's having a lot of fun playing this character. And you just kind of feed off of his enthusiasm and enjoyment. And when it comes to feeding off of enthusiasm and enjoyment, oh man, was it so nice to see Kate Hudson back at the movies, man. Like, grew up, when it came to like the rom-com stuff, anytime like Matthew McConaughey or Kate Hudson or Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson were doing things, I'm always here. And she just brings a level of charm and wit that's just, it was refreshing to see again. It's been a while since I've seen Kate Hudson in anything. And, she gets to play a little bit of a ditzy character, and it's almost like, it's ironic that Bautista's in the movie, because she has like Drax level moments of stupidity in this thing, and it's just wonderful to watch. Like, she really hams it up, but like perfectly to the point where it's like, I buy the character. You buy all of the characters that are in here. Leslie Odom Jr., great. I continue to just kind of be intrigued with what he does. I want to say there's a level of like similarity to his performances, but there's just this calmness to everything that he does, and he's so smooth. And where he plays into things in this one is fun. And man, he really works that goatee. Jessica Henwick, a lot of fun. She's kind of Kate Hudson's like assistant. And watching her kind of run around and jump in moments. And there's one thing in particular that like almost happens with her that like kind of comes back around in a certain way, where I was just like, again, you can just like see the enjoyment on some of these people's faces. And I'm sure someone like Jessica Henwick being in a room like that had to be like just so much fun. And it certainly was fun to watch like her on screen in, limited role. Ed Norton, I mean, again, someone else I haven't really seen a ton of. And you want to talk about coming onto the big screen in a big, fun way. His character, I mean, he's the guy who owns the island, right? Like, he's out there. He is one of your out there billionaires. And how they play with him in the movie, specifically in the billionaire world and context, and how he kind of sets everything up, and specifically plays off of Daniel Craig and Benoit Blanc. That's a relationship that's a lot of fun for me personally in watching the movie. And then you got Janelle Monáe. Like, you want to talk about cool and smooth. That woman is the definition of all of those. Like, she just steps onto the screen and you're like, damn it, man. Like, that's the coolest human being on the planet right there. And her character is so much fun, and they give her, she plays like snooty up, I'm a rich, sophisticated snob really well. I mean, like, really well. And it's a lot of fun to watch her and how she interacts with this group and how her, character fits in. And that's the thing that I think really makes this movie work, is how the characters fit in with each other and how they fit together like puzzle pieces. I think, did we get everybody? So I got home and I started editing, and then I realized who was missing from the cast. That's the wonderfully talented Kathryn Hahn. She's absolutely delightful in this. Again, it's just like the way everybody knows how to play their role perfectly, where no one really overpowers anybody on this cast, but Hahn has like 2 or 3 just absolute wonderful Kathryn Hahn moments, and I wanted to make sure I put that in there before I let the other guy finish. So let's throw it back to the past C-Man, who just finished watching Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I think we got just about every. Dave Bautista has like a girlfriend in the movie. I can't remember her name. She's fun too, though. A small role, but has moments where you're like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. And that's what this movie is full of, man. It's just full of moments where you're like, I did not see that coming. And once again, Rian Johnson has just perfectly nailed the whodunit. So let's get the C-Maniacs up, man. Like I said, it's rare, especially when you have like the type of casts that Rian Johnson has had in these two movies, to be able to say that Rian Johnson is truly the star of these flicks. But he is. He's a genius. The way his mind works, specifically for a whodunit, is just, at times, breathtaking. And how he formulates this one, how he finds ways to level up his own whodunit game and give you something that's completely different than the last one, was something that I just really enjoyed. And some of the things that he has to say, personally for me, I kind of enjoyed. And when it comes to this cast, I mean, it's led by the phenomenal Daniel Craig. He was born to play Benoit Blanc. He's so enjoyable. Watching him chew the scenery, and again, just be a detective. You get to see him do a lot of detective work, and you get to kind of revel in the genius that he is, and how that can, that can impact his investigations, so to speak. And I liked how they played with that stuff. And then when you look at the rest of the supporting cast, I mean, Batista, Jessica Henwick, Ed Norton, Kate Hudson, Janelle Monáe, Leslie Odom Jr. I mean, this thing is star-studded, and it is filled with really talented people who do their jobs wonderfully. So fresh out the theater, I really want to go 5 again. Ooh, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. It's rare that you get a sequel where you can kind of say, like, I enjoyed that just as much as the first one. And it's not that it's better, it's just different, and again, it is perfection. So I'm going 5 out of 5 C-Maniacs. Deal with it. I don't care. I throw the 5s out a lot because I really love some movies. But Rian Johnson, I'm telling you, that man is a genius. And this Benoit Blanc, like, give it to me all day. I hope, like, we've heard them say, like, Rian Johnson's like, as long as I can keep coming up with good ideas, I'll keep writing these. And Daniel Craig is like, as long as he keeps writing these, I'll keep doing them. God, I hope Rian Johnson has ideas for forever for this character, because I'll watch Benoit Blanc as often as I'll watch James Bond. That's how much I love Daniel Craig in this role. I love this movie. I'm done. I'm shutting up. Now it's your turn, man. You got Knives Out in the theaters for Thanksgiving week, and it's just out for a week. So you got a couple days or so to go see this. So you're going to see it in the theaters. Have you seen it in the theaters? If you have, what'd you think? Keep it spoiler free, but did this one live up to the hype? Did it hit what you were hoping it was going to hit, considering we were coming back for a second time? It's hard to follow up something, especially as surprising and something that audiences and critics loved so much as the first one. So where does it land for you? And if you haven't seen it, like I said, you're going to come to the theater, you're going to wait to see it on Netflix. I certainly can't wait for it to get to Netflix so I can watch it again, man. I want to go through, like, that's the other thing, too, that's fun with this movie, and with the last one, is, like, going back and rewatching it with the knowledge that you have after you've watched it once. It's a really different experience the second time, and it's a lot of fun. Maybe we'll watch it together and see what we can pick up on, knowing the answers. But yeah, I love everything that's going on here, and I want to know what you've got going on. So put all your comments, spoiler-free, that is, down below in the comments section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime we're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions, you want to be here, just give a little love and support to this guy. In the holiday season, we're trying to get to 3,000. I think we're about 60 away now. We've knocked down 10 more. So you want to help out with that, man. You want to hang out with some cool people that like talking movies. Like I said, just a little love and support. Come join C-Maniac Nation simply by jumping over there, hitting that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace. Oh, you guys are still here. You snuck up on me. You must be looking for more of this guy. Well, I got 2 video options for you, man. Right up here and right over here. And if you want all those C-Man goodies, well, hey, come join the squad right on over there, and I'll catch you on the next one.